Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on into this one. We will see where this storyline is going to take us, but we are starting out with the concept that it'll probably be about love in one capacity or another. Hang on, I'm not taking any of those because that was not a shuffle so much as a flub on my part. Okay, what have we got here? The Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles. You know, we may have an emperor who, first off, this reminds me very much of the Palace of Versailles. So I don't know if someone is French, if our emperor hails from France or has some background, or if they simply um, carry themselves with a royal and regal energy flow. This is Aries energy, but we see that this particular emperor has been very focused on building houses. Maybe they own a construction company, or maybe they think about building homes specifically like for those who need places. They like his work. What he cares about is actually the betterment of a community, the betterment of those around him. That's very much true emperor status. Hi everyone, so glad you guys are here. Thank you so much for joining me. Really nice to see everybody again. You guys are so awesome. I love the fact that we have this emperor who seems to be extremely considerate of others, extremely focused on like his life's work. It has meaning. Home away and end of the earth. I keep feeling like this is an emperor who, although he is very much, maybe he's in a position where he has more financial abundance. Maybe he can donate to charities. Maybe he's, very focused on things like real estate, home building, but also like giving back to communities. But I keep feeling like he feels as if he has to do some things, get somebody else set up in a home, and then he wants to retreat and he wants to kind of escape and he wants to. Oh, there's this great song by Dvochka, and I think it's called A Whole New World. It's not the one from the Disney films, totally different. But in it, he says, "There's this place that I know um, where they take everything slow. You're the one I would take with me. It's a perfect place to be with a girl like you. Um, it, if you only knew we could leave right now, come on, let's go." Anyway, such a dreamy song. It's so great. It's so amazing. And in it, he says something about, "Is it real what you said? Because it sounded so true." Um, it feels, I don't know, that comes to mind so heavily because I feel like what he wants to do is do his work and then escape to some simpler lifestyle, someplace far, far away where it's just like he gets to wrap up with the person that he wants to be with and not be a part of the big, huge, wheels and cogs and everything. It feels like somebody who has a lot of responsibility. He's got some pretty altruistic causes in his mind of things that he thinks he should do, but he's living for the day when he can escape like the mantle of responsibility and go someplace quiet, someplace at the end of the earth, someplace far away, maybe someplace by the sea. Maybe his big dream is to not really be a mover shaker, big papa, big mama. It doesn't matter if we're talking about a masculine or a feminine here. We still have somebody who seems to need to escape at some point in time, but first they'll do their duty. Okay, tell me about, because that's in their subconscious. Okay, that's probably the reason I get all those extra connotations on this, is because this is the subconscious energy. They want a little tiny place, someplace far, far away, but that's not the life that they're living now. They're literally running the empire. So two completely different versions of himself is what we already see. Okay, so he's in a state of tremendous conflict. His external world is full of vipers and skulls and crossbones and swords, sticks and stones, and actually, I think it's weed and bones. Sorry, I'm thinking of an MIA song now. Um, Pirate skulls and bones, sticks and stones, and weed and bones. I don't know, something like that. I feel like they are completely surrounded all the time by external conflict. This is two people. This is like a pair that should be lovers, but they're running through a cemetery, running through a graveyard, and all around them, they're having to dodge all these things coming at them. If that's what he feels like his life is so complex, his life is so um, heavy, his life is so, you know, so much coming at him all the time. We have an Ace of Swords. Well, he knows exactly what he needs to do to cut through this. He knows exactly, or he's had this plan now. He has this idea of what to do to simplify his life, how to cut through the vines that have wrapped around him and impeded. I'm going to say, oh, wow. Okay, so Three of Cups. He's got to sever a connection with one person for sure, because we have three people sitting at the table, but we have love in the middle. The heart is smack dab in the middle. It does feel like a bit of a love triangle just because of the visual aspect here, right? Oh my gosh, thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for being here. But Hakeem the Dream, I don't do questions. I'm so sorry. You just gifted me something, but I don't actually offer card pulls, and I don't answer people's questions because I'm not a psychic. So I hope that you can recoup that. But please know I don't do that. I'm so sorry. But if I ever am doing card pulls, I'll always write it in the description box. But this is just fictional storytelling, so please forgive me. But I don't do that. This storyline, to jump back into our story, sorry, but I didn't want to leave somebody hanging and wondering what's going on. This storyline here has much to do with a character. If it is a love triangle, I don't know. I feel like that oversimplifies it, because what we've seen is somebody with big responsibilities. We've seen somebody whose desire is to get to a more simplified life. We've seen that it appears that these lovers are being, hassled, and there's been consistent issues with the two of them. It's like this should have been their wedding day, and instead she's in mourning garb. It's like the day that they should have been wed, they should have been married. Instead, all these problems break out. And to have this Three of Cups there after that Ace of Swords, it says that they know what they need to do. They need to address this. So if there is still another party involved, and this doesn't have to be a lover, right? A love triangle, I know, sounds like it's got to be lovers, but it seems more along the lines of, I don't know, maybe this is, one of their responsibilities was to make sure that their mother figure was taken care of, had a place to live. They need to be certain that they had attended to their family members. They love their mother figure. Their mother figure loves them. Of course, they care to make sure that she is set up well in life. But if they're having to, even here, you notice that he stares at one individual, but the other one is very much present at the table, lifting the glass to toast. And in fact, his arm holding up the glass that he's going to toast with is closer to this feminine than the one that he's looking at. I'm going to say that the woman who's got the red shawl is also probably this woman. This is probably the woman that, if there's a woman that he loves, it doesn't have to be a woman. I don't read for genders, but the woman in red is perhaps his lady love, for lack of a more appropriate way to say it. But the person he's actually sitting closest to and who's going to be toasting with him is sitting closer to him, technically. So it appears that there is a love bond here that is the problem. And some of that very close connection needs to be severed. It doesn't mean that, he needs to not talk to his mom. But it does talk about how much time can someone invest if they're everything that they eat, breathe, live, and sleep, and is thinking about, the mother figure. How does he give time to the woman he'd like as a partner? So we have a King of Swords, and again, this is somebody needing to make decisions. It's funny, on my other channel, Kate's Regretless Life, we just had the story of a lead character that was a King of Swords, and I used totally different decks and everything, but apparently he's going to be a popular character that comes out tonight. It doesn't matter if he's a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius or not, but we do have somebody, this Emperor, I believe, is the King of Swords. And I think that he is seeing things with not a cold and calculating energy, but he is seeing it for what it is. He's seeing the situation, the obstacle that he has, his duties, the intentions of what he must take care of, the things that he must do. He's seeing all of it. It's all laid out before him, and he knows what must happen for him to be able to then eventually kind of retreat and have that quiet life and maybe have less conflict with someone that he would very much like to be with. He's realizing that his desire to be with the person that he wants to be with, I think, is increasing. I think he hasn't taken the step yet because we do not have the Fool card upright. It came out sideways, so he has not come out of the graveyard yet. It's like, I'm going to say, with the graveyard coming out twice, I'm going to say that this connection was so troubled and there was so much conflict that it actually ended. And he has not come back from, the silence from the dead yet and tried to reclaim this, but it's real heavy on his mind at this point. Again, we don't see the little dude swinging his legs. This is just a page. Also, the page is the first spark of the thought. He even holds like a letter in his hand that he hasn't mailed yet. He hasn't reached out. He hasn't said anything, but this is the spark of the desire, because this is the page of wands. So it's a spark of inspiration. I can't reach out to her if I can't come toward her yet, but we can see very clearly that they know exactly what to do, and they may even have a timeline in mind. If they have been having a house built for their mother figure, if they have been making sure that someone was taken care of. An 8 of Pentacles is pretty darn close. The 9 would be a single person's energy. The 8 says, I'm working on gaining my freedom, but first I have to build a house, or I have to get my mother situated, or I have to make sure that my responsibilities are attended to, and then I can be free, and then I can pursue what I want. So this is seemingly very much on this possibly masculine's mind. We're just going to say that, even though, of course, it could still be same-sex couple, reverse gender roles, doesn't matter. But I do want to go back to this card. That 5 of Swords. The trouble that came from the external. Wow. We have Empress. I'm going to say that all of the trouble stemmed from, if he couldn't give appropriately to his Empress, then obviously you can't have an Empress. You can't say you're an emperor, but I'm not going to give to my Empress. You have to be able to give to your Empress. And instead, essentially, his first order of duty was maybe to that third party. Like I said, the third party does not have to have been a lover. I doubt that it was. An emperor upright is not going to be somebody who's like, well, yeah, I'm married, but I want this other side dish. That's not what we see here. That wouldn't be an emperor. An emperor is going to be, very upright, very upstanding, very, an emperor doesn't do that. So that's why I would not read it that way at all. We've got the 2 of Swords upright. Again, what we see is he knows very well how to cut through the obstacles. He knows very well what has to happen. He knows very well what needs to take place here. He knows very well how to sever bonds and connections that are going to prevent, I'll say. This is a card that normally would be blockages, but it turned into the scissors. So now it's like, well, the blockage has to be cut through. If you're going to be able to give to the Empress, you know exactly what that requires. You know exactly what that takes. You know exactly what you need to do. There's no confusion, and probably there was no confusion on her part either. The inability for him to fully give to the person that he says is his Empress, that was the obstacle, and that is also the thing that has to, there was never confusion. That's the thing that has to be stopped, which sounds so harsh. Oh, so now he can't care about his mom and also have a lady love in his life. Well, not like this. There's something that was much more consuming than it should have been for this relationship that was making it impossible for him to be able to have a connection with his Empress. What was the ultimate issue there? The High Priestess. This almost feels like there's a mother figure I don't know why I keep wanting to say mother figure, but someone who was little too overly involved. This is somebody who wants to know every detail. Wants you can't keep a secret from her. She's gonna, where are you? Where are you at? Oh, are you talking to so and so? Blah blah blah. Like it comes across. The high priestess is about secrets, but it's also about the things that are known. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, Seven of Wands. That's an awful lot of obstacles. Awful lot of obstacles. So this could be a complicated situation where he loves this third party individual, this family member, this person, but this person knows when he is in love with somebody else, and they kind of do their best to bog him down and throw obstacles up. I don't know exactly how they do it, but I don't think this is so innocent. It doesn't say they're toxic, but maybe that's when they latch on even tighter and, do the guilt trip like, you're the best son there ever was because I know I never have to worry about anything because you'll always be here. And all of a sudden, I have much greater need for this person in my life all the time. Like they could have played a little bit of that because this is pretty significant obstacles. And if that's why he's like, no, I've got to get a house built for her. I got to get her own quarters. I got to get something where I know she'll be tended to. I know she'll be taken care of, and I can have a life there. This factors into, if this explains why he let a connection completely die, why it went into the graveyard, it might have been to tell the lie to that kind of, I'll say, obstacle throwing third party. He acted like, oh no, I'm not with that person anymore. I'm not with my Empress anymore. Oh no, she's not my Empress at all. No, because this is a lie. And it's a lie about a coffin. It's dead, it's gone, it's over. I'm not with her anymore. And inside there's hope and reflection scratched on the inside of the coffin. Ooh, can't say that I love this story, but he was trying to make peace. He was trying to keep the peace by throwing somebody off the scent. Gosh, this is starting to sound real toxic. The game playing and all of that just doesn't sound super awesome to have to, like allow a connection to end in order to appease somebody else just to keep the peace. Why did he have to do that to keep the peace? And that's what this looks like right now in this fictional story. And remember, these are fictional stories. We have the Sun upright, we have the Two of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Ace of Pentacles upright. Or I'm sorry, Ace of Cups. I don't know why I said Ace of Pentacles. Why did he have to do this? Aries, my love, come here. Aries, come here. Come here. Come on, my good boy. Come see mama. Come here. He's in way big protector mode tonight and just in general, just loud man mode. With the happiness here, but then wasn't really at a crossroads. He knew what he wanted, but this is a stormy kind of love. Oh, who sings that? My love, she throws me like a rubber ball. Oh, the sweetest thing. Sweetest thing. Yeah. Love that song. She wants a stormy kind of love or a dry kind of love. I can't remember how the lyrics go, but this, and in it, he says, I'm losing you. Yeah. Is it you too? I can't think of who sings it. Anyway, that song is now very much in my head. He is waiting for like sunny days later on down the road, but instead, I don't know if like love is misery and that's what he always expects it has to be because he's got to make other people happy. And even if he knows darn well this isn't okay, this isn't the way it's supposed to be, this is still it. And unless I handle the business that I've got to handle, and maybe somebody was very, very difficult. If she doesn't get her way, maybe it's really, really difficult because this is like, let me play you some lullabies so you fall asleep nice and sweet. It's more important that we keep you happy. Maybe not only him, but maybe other people in the family have done the same thing. Maybe it's a troubled individual and it's like, you don't understand. They don't do change well. They are someone to handle with kid gloves. We know this. Everyone around us knows this. The people in the family know this. There are just certain things that does it interfere with love? Yes. Does it create a lot of heartbreak sometimes? Yes. Does it impede other relationships? Yes. But trying to keep someone else happy and play them the lullabies that they want to hear. If this is a mother figure who's being very kowtowed to, it might be because that is either just the way it was set up, even if it's completely wrong, that somebody gets that much, you know, orchestration surrounding them to make them happy. Or this is one of those situations where maybe it actually is easier for everybody involved if that person is just handled with care. It's not easy. It's not the way they would wish it to be, but it is the way it is, whether or not that's fair. I'm hearing life isn't fair, princess. I don't know. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but this Ace of Cups. I don't know. This storyline keeps giving like these weird dimensions to it where I don't know if this was like a dying wish, maybe a father figure said, take care of your mother. And it's like, wow, okay, that takes it to new dimensions. But we have, this is not them. This is our emperor has all of this responsibility. Our emperor is the king of swords. And this is somebody else who's associated with the reason he is kowtowed to somebody else. So I don't know. It just feels as if he made a promise to somebody that he would do such and such because he took his responsibilities really serious. That's what it looks like. He took his responsibilities really serious to honor whatever the King of Cups had requested. Queen of Cups, I'm definitely going to say this is a mother-father figure scenario. This is like, I'm not going to be here, but she will focus all on you. She loves you. You're the stand-in for me. Mother and father, this is a matched pair. And for some reason, you notice he's drinking from his own cup. His heart is external, but now here we have the queen. Like, here I am. It feels very strongly that he ended up the responsible party for a mother figure, especially with these two cards. It's the only way I can read it. So it's a lot more understandable now why it was this way. And if there was grief and if there were other things, and it's like, well, I can't possibly go selfishly have my happiness when perhaps my mother is so grateful I'm around, especially if there's been a loss or something. If father's not around, that puts a whole new dimension on everything, the level of responsibility for this character. However, they are also still saying yes, and being compassionate and being responsible and acting out of love and loving, a family member and doing right by them. All of that is part of my duty. But also I have a duty to my Empress, to the person that I love, to the person I'm not there for. I too have a duty to make my own life really good. I too get to have a happy union at some point, just as my mother and father did. I don't exist purely to tend to others. I also exist to create my own future. We've got a 10 of Pentacles. We keep seeing the same story. He is preparing, so then he can take flight. He can leave. He wants somebody squared away in a home, so then he can leave and he can go to this other home away, someplace else. But he does kind of want to escape everything. I think he almost needs a break. But let me just ask, in regards to that Empress, actually, let's use this deck. In regards to the Empress, let me see. In regards to the Empress, the Empress will understand this. As much as it is not fair for the Empress to have been the only person not listed as important in this, his promise to his father figure was important. His care for his mother was more important than the Empress. The Empress is coming behind at least two other people. However, the Empress says, yeah, we have life that happens before we met. We have responsibilities that happen before we together. We have to think of the good of the empire. The empresses and emperors, that's one thing they really have the higher perspective on. It's not all about them, and they know it. There are sacrifices that have to be made. And if a love is true, the love will last regardless. If the situation is absolutely impossible for them to be together, then that's how it is. The Empress understands this because the Empress would have probably made the same choice herself. It would have been, I can't abandon family, even if I want love. And even if the family is a little on the toxic side, there will be times where there has to be balance, and the emperors and empresses will find balance as well. And she might have been big mad and big pissed off about this and still said, but I also understand it. The Empress is pretty well rounded in this, like, oh, what you're doing is actually pretty toxic. You're being asked to surrender your whole life to the exclusion of me and us. That is toxic, but I also understand why you're doing it. That's where there's not really the anger and this and that, because it's like, this isn't the way it's supposed to be. I know the way that this isn't the way it's supposed to be, but it's the way it is right now until you make other choices. We have Princess of Swords in the reverse, and the Empress just let it go. She stopped thinking about it. She didn't try to figure it out any further, because she's like, whatever toxic choices they have to make until they can rearrange stuff, or whatever unhealthy family situation they find themselves in, they have to do what they have to do. You got to do what you got to do. And it's not for me to judge or figure out or tell you how it should be or check up on you and give you advice. It's an Empress doesn't really stick their nose in where it doesn't belong. And an Empress doesn't really make somebody else's choices hers. You did what you had to do. I let you do what you have to do. Now that's funny, because it's not like she's saying, I respect that you do what you have to. It's more along the lines of, it doesn't matter if it is maybe quote unquote partially the wrong choice. It might also be the right choice. But I can't make choices for you. Only you can, because you're the one in those shoes. So it's just this matter of factness. But I don't see her clinging or hanging on or wishing for this or anything. If anything, we got the 9 of coins for her. She went on and made her life awesome. She went on and made her life freaking fantastic. This is absolutely amazing. This is her living her best life. This is her being successful. We have a 10 of Swords. If anything, she really did move on from them altogether. It did hurt, because they chose something at the complete exclusion of her. And it would be, inhuman for an Empress not to be able to have emotions as well, not to be able to feel emotions with that 10 of Swords. Of course she feels it. Of course there's hurt and pain. We've got the 10 of Pentacles sideways. Because I think the reason it hurts is because it's like, well, it could have really been something. That was an emperor and I was an empress, but didn't happen. Oh, well. There's this energy for her of it's really truly over, and she lives to move on and meet somebody that will be her 10 of Pentacles. But let's not forget, that's where they're at. They're ready to they've put their life in order. They're about ready to head her way. They haven't done it yet, because we saw them all that time ago. We saw them with that page of wands. We saw them not quite pumping their legs and swinging the swing yet, but we saw them preparing. They said, I can't move toward her until I can move toward her. I can't even reach out until I'm like ready to offer something real. And I would argue that is probably spot on. I don't know if she's still going to be available by the time they do this, because even though they're getting ready, I mean, the getting ready part, who knows how long that takes. God, like this, we have the 4 of Cups again, and the house, the plans for the house. There's something, they had to get a house for somebody. They had to get their mother settled. That's the way I'm going to read this story. All this regret. Maybe they could have set this plan in motion a long time ago. Maybe they should have thought about this sooner. Maybe the idea didn't come to them sooner. There is a regret about how much time has already passed. Are they going to get there in time, or is she already going to be? Oh, there's some song, I can't think of who sings it, but it's I'm already someone else's baby. And I think that's what the name of it is. I think it's called baby. Um, we got a Six of Swords and we got the Two of Swords. I said, will she already be gone? Will she already be somebody else's baby by the time they arrive? I gotta say, it's a pretty near miss at best. This, the on the Thursday of this week, we have the Ring of Fire solar eclipse that'll only be seen in the southern hemisphere. And right now we have a very busy cosmic celestial time, because we've got the comet and we've got the asteroid rolling around us. We got a comet that's visible for like 4 nights in a row, and we've got the asteroid coming around us for 57 days, and we've got the aurora borealis. You can see how busy this night sky is here, and this kind of looks a little bit like at least a nebula, or because of that circular disc in the middle, it's a little Ring of Fire-esque. And I just can't help but say, if they don't get to her in time, I feel like they're going to be missing it by a very narrow margin. That Six of Swords says she's moving on, and this is them still trying to block her moving on. Now, she may be about to leave or go on a trip at some point in time in this not too distant future. And if something occurs where she can't go, maybe it's specifically because they're on their way in. I don't know. There could be some energies around this that are working to allow these two to meet. We do see this couple embracing, but it's almost like at a rest stop. So I don't know if she is traveling when she gets a message from them. I don't know if there's something where she actually stops and waits because they're traveling toward her and they're first meeting after a long time, as at a very non-romantic truck stop. But there's something here about it's a near miss or it's a barely caught just on the wire. I mean, if they don't catch up to her, I don't know what is going to happen, other than I think she's just about to either end up with somebody new, or heck, maybe she's moving. I don't think so. I feel like it's a trip, but she's leaving to take a trip somewhere, and it either buys them the time or that's the time that they actually do reach out to her. It feels a little serendipitous, like they catch her energy flow moving forward just at that moment, and they know she's moving forward, and they sense her and they feel her, and it prompts them to finally say, I really can't wait any longer. I need to take some action. That's how it comes across. Let me get one more just for them. Am I reading that the right way? Is that things are almost aligned for them? 5 of Cups. There's definitely, I don't know, this feels like it's 5 days of some pretty intense. I don't know if they're feeling, even in the dream state, they're feeling really sad. Maybe they're waking up crying. Maybe there's something here. There's a lot of energy of like, this has been way too much sacrifice. I'm missing my Empress. I am feeling this night after night. And then it's finally like they have to take action. There's some heavy melancholy energy surrounding this whole thing, surrounding them. And I would say it's because of the crescendo of, you do know it's time to go, don't you? You do know this isn't the way it should have gone, but it's the way it went, that you probably need to make your move now, especially when you've almost got stuff squared away. This waiting and any longer is not a very great idea, because I don't know if she too is at the end of the rope of the melancholy that she would feel over this. I mean, with that 10 of Swords that we saw for her, it kind of feels like there is it's like, this is it, the hurt, and then, kind of like, I understand why it happened, but on the other hand, I've let it go and I really am not going to think about it anymore. It's almost like she's about to forget them. They're about to be kind of erased out of her, ledger, unless they kind of have to cross paths with her like as soon as possible. Anyway, that's what I've got on this one. So I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, Shell, I'm so glad you made it to both lives. That is so awesome. And happy birthday again, honey. That's really awesome. Hey, Sandy. Yeah, so Sandy Nesta, we have technically they're calling it like 2 moons, just because we've got that asteroid that got pulled into Earth's orbit starting yesterday, and it'll stay in our orbit until like the end of November. So 57 days worth. So 56 days more. Hey, Wonder T, great to see you. Ongoing Awakening. Thank you so much for being here, you sweetheart. You're so kind. Wovencraft, you honey. You're such a honey. Thank you. I will definitely make sure that uh, Crystal Suzanne knows that, that you were saying thank you. You're so sweet. Hey, Jessica. Great to catch you. Roswell, hey, hey. Oh no, Roswell. So if you ever wonder, no, you can see just in the comment section that I'm not. I don't do that. It's very, very rare. If I go live on my channel and do free card pulls, free storytellings for my subscribers, you won't have to wonder. It'll say it right in the title. I'm not sure why so many people lately are thinking that I'm doing that, but I'm always very clear about it. I'll always let my subscribers know beforehand, and I'll always write it in the box, and then there's a process that people have to follow. So because I don't take questions and I'm not a psychic and all that. So anyway, but Craft, thank you so much. You were so awesome. Thank you. Hey, John. Great to see you. Wonder T, I'm delighted that you made it here. Hi, Telly. Carrie Wilson. Yes. Okay, it was you too. Okay, thank you. I love it. Sandy, you're singing it. I love it. Isn't that a great song? The Sweetest Thing. Is that the title of it? I think so. Yes, Aries definitely was on point in this one, wasn't he? Woofing his little protection all over this. Polka Dot Suzanne, happy birthday, sweetheart. Happy birthday. I'm so honored you popped by to spend it with me. That is so awesome. I hope you had a beautiful day, and I hope you had lots of cake. I see the little cake icon down there. That's awesome. May your next year be your very best. Hey, Rach. Oh, I love that song. Is that Krista Berg, Lady in Red? That's so awesome. RS, hi. Hi, Atala. Katie K. Thank you. Or is it Katique? I love it. Christine, thank you again for being here, honey. April Fresh, I'm delighted you made it to the live. Mudsmoic, hi. Thank you. Right back at you, darling. Hi, Fergie Lulu. Love your name. Rebecca L. Webb, hello, darling. Hi, Diana. I'm so honored so many of you guys bounced over here. Miss Hermit, Corabelle, Slay Princess, 808 Hawaii, Lulu, all you guys were with me in the other channel too. Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys. It's so awesome to hang out. Carrie, you're so cute. Yeah, Hakeem, I hope that you heard me respond. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't ever take questions. This is not one of those sessions, as you can see by all of the comments. I don't offer storytellings. I don't sell storytellings. So yeah, I don't do that. April Fresh, hi. I'm delighted you made it. You guys, thank you. Yes, April Fresh. Thank you for joining me over on Instagram. If anybody ever wonders, April Fresh, you can't comment on the other channel? I don't know why. I've never seen anything from you, actually, come to think of it. So is it possible that maybe you make comments and they just get held for review? Because that happens to about 25% of comments. Now, absolutely, I will block comments, but I pretty much know who I've blocked, and they know why I would have blocked them. Like, if you get blocked on my channel, you pretty much can guess why. You said something creepy, you said something weird, you said something hateful, you said something that's like, self-promotion or, stuff like that. Like, I don't think anybody wonders why they got blocked. And I'm positive, I don't think that there's anything at all. I've got a couple Aprils that watch, and nobody should be blocked. None of my Aprils are blocked. I know that. It's pretty rare. Probably in the 5 years I've had my main channel, I think I have maybe like 250 people that I had to block. So it's not that frequent. So that shouldn't be the issue. Sometimes though, like perfectly appropriate comments will get netted by like the AI system, and they get held for my review. And if I didn't get through, and I have to go behind the scenes and like click on everything to say yes, it's okay. There's nothing, there's no cuss words, there's no, like threats and stuff. And so that could be the case. Or if something comes across, like once in a while, things will get flagged because like the system thinks it's a bot or something. But in any case, I don't know. I'll see. I'll make sure that you're not somehow you got netted or something in that. But I don't know. It feels like I know your name pretty well over here. So I didn't know that you were having trouble making any comments. But in any case, I'll take a peek and see just to make sure that there's nothing on my end that I can see. But you guys are so awesome. Thanks for being here. Anyway, yeah, if you guys ever do wonder, I am not on Facebook, but there are two fake Facebook's account that exist, and they went through and they stole, everything. I mean, it really looks like me because they took snapshots of my videos. They don't talk like me. It's not that they put out videos; it's that they wrote like, if you would like to share your energies with me, click via below. And it's like, okay, it's not me. I also don't try to get you guys to contact me. I don't sell readings. In fact, that's kind of a concern. That just makes me think of that. Hakeem the Dream. I'm wondering, did you think for any reason that was something I do over here? Did somebody tell you that? Because it's unusual for me to see somebody pop up in the comment section in the chat like this and write questions when I don't do that. So if there is somebody pretending to be me that you've been watching on some other site, that is not me. I don't sell readings. I don't take questions. I don't do that. So please do let me know, honey, if you somehow got that idea from some other location, because I'm not on Facebook. Those are fake accounts. And I had to make an account to go to Facebook to tell them these are fake. And Facebook, after I provided them even my driver's license, they came back at me and said I was the imposter and I am banned forever from Facebook. So please, anybody out there, if you have a Facebook account, go over there and check out Kate's Regretless Life and flag them for being fake. That is not me. You can tell. I mean, yes, it's my pictures because they screen grabbed images of some of my old videos, but I'm not on Facebook. I only have an Instagram. I have one Instagram account. That is it. And it's for Kate's Regretless Life. I am not, Tarot Dog does not exist anywhere. I don't have an Instagram for Tarot Dog. I don't have Tarot Dog on any other social media. I don't have Kate's Regretless Life on any other social media. I don't exist out there. So if you're seeing that like on, Twitter and Rumbler and all those other, I can't even think of all the different ones that exist. None of those are me if they're out there. So I just hope, I'm trying so hard to keep you guys safe, but maybe I need to start making these mentions again at the very beginning of each video so you guys know, please stay safe from the pirates and the hackers. Please don't give people money because I don't sell my readings. I never have. I don't sell storytellings. So I hope you guys stay safe. Anyway, you guys, lots of love to everybody. Mwah. Take care. Bye for now. Oh, April, I'm sorry that happened to you too, honey. But thank you for mentioning Instagram, because that was a great segue for me to remember to say something about that. Hey, Mon, nice to see you. Lots of love to you also. All right, you guys, take care. Bye for right now. And thanks for giving it a thumbs up.